Hello and welcome to Destination Orange County. I'm Crystal Candy. This is a show where we highlight the latest news from one of the most dynamic destinations in the world. Today we are bringing you an update from the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce. And this is a big year because International Drive and the Chamber are both celebrating their 50-year anniversaries. Back in its infancy, iDrive was only partially paved. And to look at the growth today, it is astounding. And that growth is continuing, as you'll see from the latest iDrive Chamber event. Visit Orlando and the Orange County Convention Center shared their exciting updates and plans for the year ahead. So we take you now to Hilton Orlando for the International Drive Chamber's kickoff for 2022.
Happy New Year! It is great to see you all here today. Welcome to the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce, January 2022 General Meeting Luncheon. I'm sure today's luncheon will be very interesting and informative event with a special Visit Orlando and Orange County Convention Center update. But before we get started with lunch, we do have some announcements to make and some awards to give out. First, I'd like to welcome some special guests who have joined us today. Please join me in welcoming Orange County Commissioner Christine Moore, District 2. Orange County Commissioner Myra Uribe, District 3. Orange County Commissioner Maribel Gomez-Cadero, District 4. Commissioner Betsy Vanderlei, welcome. And a special guest, Seminole County Chairman Bob Delary has joined us today. Thank you all for joining us. Your support of our tourism industry is always greatly appreciated. I'm delighted to report that the Chamber has an incredible board this year comprised of the many distinguished leaders in the iDrive corridor, and together I am sure we will make 2022 a tremendous success. So to begin today's event, I would like to introduce our 2022 International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Please hold your applause till the end of introductions. As you know, in order to represent the iDrive corridor equally and to make sure everyone's voice is heard, the Chamber has implemented the footprint of the iDrive 2040 Visionary Plan as a business model for the Chamber's board structure, which includes all the districts within the district. Serving on the board to represent the Convention District is Brian Combs with the Hyatt Regency, Phil Caronia with the Rosen Center, Chris Mueller with the Hilton Orlando, and Mark Tester, Orange County Convention Center. The Entertainment District, we have John Stein, Central Florida Advisors and Slingshot Group, Josh Wallach, Mangoes and Hollywood Plaza, Chris Jatzowitz, Icon Park, David Viello, Peak Star Consulting, and Paul Huffine, Ripley's Believe It or Not. Retail and Hospitality District, representing will be Brian Small with Point Orlando, Greg Colby with Dave & Buster's, Lana Burke with Embassy Suites, and Marco Manzi Jr. with Paramount Hospitality. Universal District, we have Anthony Lazzari, Crown Plaza, Dr. Wong, UCF, Rosen College of Hospitality Management, and Anna Snow, the Castle Hotel. South iDrive, for attractions and retail, is Steven Segura with SeaWorld and Don Dooley with Premium Outlets. North iDrive, attractions and retail, Alejandro Pizzini, Amp Group, John Chidester, Fun Spot, Frank Dolly, Coco Key. Universal and Major Boulevard District, we have Dan Donovan with Universal, Mark Pilati, Doubletree by Hilton at the entrance to Universal, Michelle Loggle, Hyatt Place, and ex officio members also play a key role on our board, including ex officio members Tammy Bateman, HREC, Jamie Hawthorne with Disney, Terry Ross with Centerplate, and Joseph Kayak with Orlando Health. Also serving as ex officio is James Robertson with Duke Energy, Barbara Kenny with Kenny Communications, Kim Pranowitz with the Media Authority, and Bob Miles with Bags. New to our board will be Kahid Manure with Jupiter Properties, Alberto Vargas, Orange County Planner, and Captain Joe Scatero, Orange County Sheriff's Office. Let's give them all a big round of applause for their tremendous leadership. Also, in order to ensure that the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce is properly represented through the Central Florida community, iDrive Chamber board members serve on a myriad of governing boards to represent the iDrive corridor. This year, the following board members will represent us on the Tourist Development Council is John Stein, Brian Combs on the Application Review Committee, Dan Giordano with the iDrive CRA, Mark Riker with the iDrive CRA, Chris Mueller with Sports Incentive Committee, Phil Caroni with the Orange County Convention Center Oversight Committee, and David Viello, Chair of our Political Endorsement Committee. Let's give them all a big round of applause. As we celebrate iDrive's 50th anniversary this year, we can all be very proud of our tremendous success as a destination. As a major economic engine, the iDrive corridor represents 10% of Orange County's tax base. We're home to 6 major theme parks, 350 restaurants, 35 family-friendly attractions, 900 retail outlets, and 135 hotels and resorts, which encompasses 45,000 hotel rooms. That means that 40% of all the hotel rooms in Orange, Osceola, and Seminole County reside in the iDrive corridor. And of course, we are home to the world-renowned Orange County Convention Center, which provides a $3 billion economic annual impact for our community. We provide over 75,000 jobs, and we're home to over 20,000 residents. The iDrive corridor has over $2 billion of new and planned projects breaking ground, including new attractions, new hotels, and a myriad of residential properties that continue to show economic growth in the iDrive corridor and will ensure our future success as the #1 tourist destination. SeaWorld continues to grow and evolve with new and exciting shows and attractions and events. Icebreaker, SeaWorld's newest attraction, opens next month. And Arctic Plunge opens at Aquatica in March. Icon Park continues to grow and evolve with new restaurants and exciting attractions. Sloppy Joe's opened in December. And adding to Icon Park's Land of the Giants, the Orlando Slingshot and Drop Tower. 2 thrilling attractions opened in December to rave reviews. The free fall of the Drop Tower is amazing. Point Orlando completed their major multi-million-dollar renovation that includes new restaurants and enhanced public spaces that elevate the pedestrian experience, including new open areas to accommodate large outdoor functions. Fun Spot continues to grow and evolve with new attractions and events, and groundbreaking ceremonies continue to take place on construction projects, bringing additional residential units and hotels to the iDrive corridor. And Universal Parks and Resorts announced Westover developers to design a planned affordable housing community in iDrive corridor as part of its state-of-the-art Housing for Tomorrow initiative. And Universal's much-anticipated Epic Universe is in full construction mode and will serve to set the bar for theme parks to come. And with all the tremendous growth and success, the iDrive Chamber Board of Directors has identified 3 major political agenda items this year to ensure our tourist destination remains competitive and successful as the #1 tourist destination. The Chamber believes mass transportation will be critical for our future growth and success, and in 2021, the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce Transportation and Infrastructure Committee formed Orlando's Right Rail Coalition to oversee iDrive's transportation initiatives and to ensure that any mass transportation system that is developed in Orlando or Orange County must have a stop at iDrive to service the employees, residents, and millions of guests that visit our community each year. Over the last 18 months, our committee has worked tirelessly, meeting with mayors, commissioners, and members of Congress, as well as various other community board members such as CFX and Sunrail, to advocate for a mass transportation intermodal station at iDrive to service Sunrail and Brightline, and iDrive corridor, and our over 20,000 residents and 75,000 employees and millions of visitors each year. The Chamber believes that mass transportation should come with a vision to benefit our entire community, and we have made great progress on our mission. Our Sunrail connection on iDrive will provide a mass transportation system for our employees, residents, and visitors alike, as well as connect to our surrounding communities. And with the opportunity for federal funding through the infrastructure bill that just passed, we believe we have a moment in time to make this a reality. I want to acknowledge our committee members for their dedication and leadership. Please join me in acknowledging our Transportation Infrastructure Committee and Orlando's Right Rail Coalition members. I also want to thank our elected officials and community leaders who have been instrumental in supporting our mission. If you haven't done so already, please visit our website at www.orlandosrightrail.com. The Chamber also believes that the Orange County Convention Center is imperative to ensure our growth and success as a world-class destination. The Convention Center Master Plan, which the Chamber successfully advocated for, was to begin construction in 2019, but as we all know, the new enhancements at the Convention Center have been put on hold. However, the Chamber does look forward to revisiting this project at the right time and giving it the priority that it deserves, ensuring our Convention Center will grow and evolve and stay competitive well into the future. The economic impact of the Convention Center is the reason why. The world-renowned Orange County Convention Center provides a $3 billion economic impact. And with the average conventioner spending $2,229 per delegate, that equates to an average of over 29,000 jobs and 1,200 businesses impacted by the Convention Center. You'll be learning more about the Center's future projections in just a few moments. The iDrive Chamber's Orange County Convention Center Enhancement and Development Committee are continuing to meet to advocate for and lead the development of the Convention Center, Central Florida's major economic engine. And also, the third most important priority for the Chamber is preserving the tourist development tax for its intended use is also a priority. And thanks to this important tax our visitors pay, our community has been able to market Orlando globally and invest in economic engines such as the Convention Center to help our community grow and thrive, creating jobs and a strong economic base. Enhancements to our community as well, like the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, the Amway Center, and Camping World Stadium. The tourist development tax is imperative for our future success as a thriving community and as a successful destination. As the Chamber celebrates iDrive's 50th anniversary this year, we have a lot to celebrate. But we've only just begun to create this incredible destination that will solidify our place as the #1 tourist destination for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage our 2022 Chairman of the Board, Chris Mueller, General Manager of the Hilton Orlando.
Well, good afternoon and Happy New Year, iDrive Chamber. I will be your background while you enjoy that beautiful lunch, okay? Thank you, Maria. I am so proud to serve as Chamber's 2022 Chairman of the Board this year, and I am looking forward to working with Maria and our incredible board and elected officials as we continue to move forward together. As Maria stated, currently the iDrive corridor has a myriad of exciting new projects, over $2 billion worth of new and planned development in the International Drive area. The iDrive Chamber will continue to play a key role in the development, direction, and success of our resort destination. As the Chamber celebrates iDrive's 50th anniversary, we can all be very proud of the tremendous impact the iDrive Chamber has made on our community through government affairs, public relations, networking events, educational programs, seminars, employee recognition programs, and special events. Monthly luncheons and network opportunities are always a focus of the Chamber, and 2022 will be no exception. Mark your calendars for the third Thursday of the month and plan to attend all monthly General Manager luncheons. This is a great place to network and learn more about the exciting developments taking place in the iDrive community and the tourist industry. Next month's luncheon will be Thursday, February 17th at SeaWorld, where we will receive our annual SeaWorld update featuring all the exciting new attractions and events being held at SeaWorld this year. As Maria stated, government affairs is always a major focus of the Chamber, and we will continue to work closely with our city and county government leaders and elected officials on issues that affect our area and the tourism industry, along with successfully acquiring any special ordinances for our tourist corridor. The Chamber is the voice of the community when it comes to the development of our area and political affairs, including the use of the tourist development tax, the development of Orange County Convention Center, and major game-changing transportation initiatives. The Chamber Board meets regularly with our elected officials, and we have been extremely instrumental in the direction and success of our resort destinations. The Chamber's participation in the iDrive 2040 Visionary Plan continues with the Chamber's Marketing Committee assisting in the development of new branding on iDrive corridor with enhanced wayfinding, color-coded district mapping. The Chamber developed a task force to work on a plan of action to address crosswalk safety through increased lighting, additional traffic signals, enhanced landscape design, and special law enforcement and safety awareness programs. Together, we have a strong plan of action to help increase pedestrian safety in the iDrive corridor. The Chamber's website continues to grow, more information and new videos. And I'm happy to report the iDrive Chamber is showcased in 7 tourism and community publications. And our partnerships continue to grow with entities such as Orange TV, who is taping our monthly luncheons and packaging them for a half-hour iDrive show. And Visit Orlando, who through our new partnership is providing group resumes, keeping members up to date with detailed information on groups that are coming in. In the area of crime prevention, the Chamber will continue its strong relationship with Orange County Sheriff Office and Orlando Police Department. Over 30 years, the International Drive Resort Chamber of Commerce has supported and worked closely with both agencies in reducing crime in our area. The Chamber will continue our Together we make a difference.
Just talk about the resiliency of iDrive. During COVID, iDrive continued to be there, and they just turned that advertising to keeping it local, which is what we needed to do because we needed to keep people employed, we needed somewhere to go, we needed to feel safe, and there's nowhere I feel safer than here in Orange County.
I definitely think the Chamber is very important, especially for iDrive, because it's given the ability for the businesses to have a voice. So the Chamber is where they have this one voice that is powerful and represents them when it comes to the government or any other agencies that they may be working with.
The Chamber doesn't just represent the big business interests, but also the small family business, and it makes a large part of the iDrive corridor.
The iDrive Chamber has been the advocate for International Drive for over 30 years, and you have to have an advocate. You have to have someone in your camp talking about the good points and promoting all you do. Otherwise, we've seen communities and areas languish, but that hasn't happened thanks to the hard work of the iDrive Chamber.
Well, I can tell you the iDrive Chamber, their leadership, Maria T, as I call her, they've been wonderful. You know, I've been working with them for several years now, and I have personally witnessed their leadership and how it has changed what occurs on International Drive. But what I love the most about the leadership there, I am so grateful for the opportunities that I've had to partner with them to make extraordinary changes within the community through their commitment to give back.
It's a place that is part of our overall economic engine here in Orange County. So there are places from our convention center to theme parks to hotels and to other businesses that are there on the International Drive corridor. But I also see it as a promising place where there's a lot of innovation that will come together and serve as a great example of what our future potential can be.
And now, for a special Visit Orlando and Orange County Convention Center presentation, please join me in welcoming to the stage Cassandra Matai.
We're going to say it together. It's like latte, but with an M. Mate. I know it looks more complicated. It's the T-E-J that gets everyone. My maiden name was Brown. Go figure. I'll be spelling my name forever and ever. But I am so delighted to be back in front of you. It's hard to believe February 1st will be my 1-year anniversary. Wow. And so it was within a couple of weeks that Maria called and invited me to come in front of the group and share some of my thoughts and some of my priorities. And it's just, the year has definitely gone by so fast. And again, I'm so honored to be in this role and represent this great destination all around the world. And we get to invite people to enjoy the destination that we call home. But this afternoon, I'm really going to talk a little bit about the state of the industry, some highlights of our business plan for 2022, some key initiatives that we're currently working on, and some for the future. And we'll talk a little bit about leisure market as well as the meetings and convention market. So really, let's dive into the state of the industry, because I know, and each of us are experiencing this current situation in different ways. And particularly iDrive, which one of the ways that drives our businesses through meetings and conventions is certainly being impacted with this variant. But really, we look at research, and you can see on the slide, but I still remain positive because consumer sentiment, nearly 9 in 10 American travelers that were surveyed still have trips planned in the next 6 months. And these are surveys that are conducted on a weekly basis, so we get that immediate update. Additionally, there's no doubt that Omicron variant has impacted short-term travel plans, but it is not in comparison to the Delta variant. So I think that's additional good news. And still about 1 in 3 travelers have modified their travel plans in recent weeks due to Omicron. But again, when we look at, and we have tools to look at advanced hotel bookings across our community, and Orlando still continues to grow week by week, and with group business showing some recovery in late February. On a national level, the U.S. Travel Association recently completed their semi-annual forecast, and the big picture, and you've probably heard this from me a couple of times, it's really not changed, right? We know that the domestic leisure market is the first that's leading us out to recovery. We saw it this past summer, we saw it during December, and that's going to continue through this next year, followed by, as soon as the borders open, we saw a lot of interest from our international travelers. So that will be pretty much, we're going to start seeing that from the leisure business. But it is going to take probably this year and next year to fully recover in all market segments, right? And so it's a big puzzle, right? In order to make our destination successful year-round, we need the leisure domestic market, we need the international leisure, and then, of course, we need the meetings and convention market to make us the most successful destination year-round. Kind of looking at our focus as Visit Orlando in 2022, I wanted to start because we did launch a 3-year strategic plan. Most of you in this room, you were invited to participate into a survey. Many of you were interviewed. We went through a process with our board of directors, our team members, to create our 3-year strategic plan, which you can find on our member portal, or feel free to reach out to one of us and we will get you a copy. But in that, we did tweak and massage our mission and our vision, and we're really trying to be bold. And as you all know, our mission really defines and helps us make decisions on a day-to-day, annual basis. So our new mission is to inspire, to promote, and grow global travel to Orlando. But why do we do this? We do this for economic and community benefit. As you all know, we have great impact on our community that we live in, so very proud to do so. Our vision statement, and as you probably know, a vision statement should be very aspirational, and we are being bold. Our vision is to be the most visited, the most welcoming, and the most inclusive travel destination in the world. And so I think that we all aspire to be that, but I think once we kind of put it in writing and we're really talking about taking calculated risks to grow our travel and keeping those 3 things in mind will help guide us for years to come. So looking at our business plan, and I do want you to also know, not only can you get our strategic plan, but you can get our 2022 business plan on our member portal, so be sure to access that. But this is what all of our efforts will be guided, and this is just an example in sales and marketing and partnership and community. So in sales and marketing, we wanted to have some goals that were a stretch, as well as really would help us get into full recovery. But we want to enhance Orlando's top 10 global destination brand position, recover the domestic leisure market volume to about 95% of 2019 levels or beyond, expand reach in our core international markets, and I'll show you those maps in a minute. And then what's really important, I think important for you right here on iDrive, is to remain the #1 meetings destination with our partner with Cvent, right? And we've remained that for several years, but it's going to be very important. And I think we're positioned to do so because we've been that leader and that example on how to host in-person, face-to-face meetings. From a partnership and community, just again, we want to align with our industry partners such as yourselves on key legislative issues locally, statewide, and nationally. And we want to assist on solutions on key community issues and initiatives and discussions, right? At the end of the day, we all know workforce is a real issue. I was just in Tallahassee all day yesterday. That workforce came up a lot. We hear about that a lot. And so how can Visit Orlando partner? And we're working with right now UCF, we're working with Career Solutions, we're working with CFHLA and many others to really figure out how can we benefit. And we have a large voice. So, lack of a better term, frankly, we've got to get the sexy back in our industry. And, I don't know, many of you, if you remember the show Hotel, but I know it was a show I would watch, and I'm like, oh, I really want to watch and work for a hotel. Or my dad used to say that I was going to be the Julie on Love Boat. So it was just like there were those shows out there that certainly helped influence and put our industry on the right path. And I think that we can help with a campaign locally and regionally for that. And then, of course, one of the things that we strived, and we really kept it in an intentional focus last year, and we're going to continue. Of course, our number one focus is outer market visibility for this destination through marketing, PR, sales, but even locally, and I hope you agree, we strive to have a positive image not only with our residents, but how we can do that is through local media. So we have a plan to really activate local media, be more proactive versus reactive to local media. So we may be reaching out to some of you for some of your stories that we can include as we talk to local media outlets. One of the things that I've said since my arrival is I'm a firm believer in partnerships, and we have certainly elevated our partnerships with many organizations. A great example is Visit Florida. We became a member about a few months ago, and we're already seeing great opportunities with them. So, for example, we went with a delegation from around Florida to Colombia recently, talking to media, talking to airlines, talking to our customers about Orlando and what it's like visiting in Orlando right now. It was very successful. And Visit Florida, they organized it and planned. We recently, because some of the monies that they received from the federal government, we were able to tap in an 80-20 co-op. So they paid for 80% and we paid for 20%, and we're leveraging commercials, buys all over the U.S. So that's a great partnership. And recently, as I mentioned yesterday, through Destinations Florida, which is my state trade association for destination organizations, we had our Florida Tourism Day, CFHLA. I see Mr. Chris. He was part of that delegation. And we had an Orlando delegation, and we met with the governor's office. We met with many of the state senators. We met with state representatives. And I will tell you right now, it is a wonderful place to be, and a lot of what we talked about were thank yous. And so I would encourage you to look, if you don't know who your senator or your representative is, look it up, send them a thank you, because they have been, they're very protective, which I appreciate, of the use of TDT uses, and that was very clear from a lot of the conversations we had. They're very supportive this year on Visit Florida, and not only funding them for the next year, but there are 2 bills out right now to fund them and secure that funding for all the way through 2028 or 2031, which is a huge success for our industry. So again, if you have a moment, call to action, please reach out to your senator, because they have been very helpful, and just say thank you. But more on partnerships, my belief is we're better together. When we do things together, we get the best ideas, we make more things happen, so look forward to that. Additionally, and I'm sure you are talking within your businesses, is really the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm proud to say that for the last 10 to 12 years, Visit Orlando has always had a diversity and inclusion committee internally. And so we started discussing what could we do more in this area, right? And again, I go back to, and I will use the term intentional, because you have to be very intentional when it comes to DE&I efforts. But at Visit Orlando, I believe we have a big voice, and we sell this destination. And as you know, this is a very diverse destination, in all things diverse. And so we're looking at internally, externally, ways that we can grow that message about Orlando. And so we're excited about that. We're also looking at our own staff, and we're looking at our board makeup, and really trying to drive a strategy on how we can be more diverse in those ways as well. So more on that, because we're working with our national association, which is Destinations International, because what good is a initiative if you don't have metrics, right? And sometimes really understanding how you can measure success in DE&I efforts. And so they're working with all associations so we can come up with a scorecard. And so I'll be sharing that with you later in the year. So marketing. One thing I want to let you know, yes, we have a year-long marketing plan. You will see it in our business plan, but the reality is we have to be nimble, and we have to adjust when we need to adjust. So know what is here. This is for today. If things were to change, if we were to get data that showed us that maybe there was a country that wasn't ready to travel. Canada is a great example that they're very hesitant to still travel to the U.S. So we're keeping our eye, and we're going to place those ads and really be in those markets when the time is right. So let's take a look at our efforts. So we have integrated campaigns, and we launched this time last year. The Wonder Remains, and it has proven to be very, very successful. And so that is going to be our messaging until probably April. I'll let you know. We actually are going to be launching a whole new campaign, and it's actually in partnership with the Orlando Economic Partnership. We are excited because it's going to tell the entire story of our destination, and I think you'll be very pleased once we launch that campaign. But in the meantime, and I wanted to give you some statistics, the Wonder Remains campaign has generated over $200 million in visitor spending since we launched it. I mean, that's huge numbers. We've also elevated this campaign in scope to reach more diverse markets, including African American, Hispanic, and LGBTQ plus audiences. So this has been very successful, but when I say this is a global, you're seeing this domestically as well as internationally. Domestically, if you'll take a look, this will highlight the dark blue is TV and out of home, as well as all of our others. But again, we're not losing sight of where our bread is buttered, right? I mean, these are our key markets, and we're going to continue on that southeast, northeast, but we also are reaching the whole U.S. in many ways. So no matter what, from publicity, e-newsletters, as well as organic social, we'll be reaching the entire U.S. But interesting enough, again, it goes back to data, and if you're watching the data and making decisions that are driven by data, Texas came up. And it wasn't the 55 people that have visited me since February 1st, but it is certainly, we are seeing a lot of interest. And of course, there were people coming because Texas, right in the center, they could choose West Coast or East Coast, and it didn't hurt us that West Coast was closed. What I would tell you, even today, the competition for the tourism dollar is going to be fierce because all of our competitors are now open. They are now gearing up for big marketing spends. So we've got to be diligent. But this will be our domestic targets for destinations. Internationally, we're not veering off of our key markets, the UK, of course, Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. But again, as I mentioned, we have received a lot of data on each of these markets that will let us know. Canada is still a little bit hesitant. We're really working, we had planned a Brazil mission in early February, but because of the variant and because of different situations, we're waiting and we're going to push that to later in the year. But those will be our key focuses. Of course, target audiences. I don't know if anyone is surprised that families and young families are our key target market, but that's for all markets. And then women, 25 to 44 with children with a higher income and an A class is really what we're going to be focused on, because I think we all know in most households, research has shown the women make the travel decisions. So, and then in the U.S. and Mexico, and specifically Mexico, adults will be also a sub-target group that we will be marketing to. Key messaging, really they're falling in 3 buckets. Reasons to visit, and we know we have hundreds of reasons to visit this wonderful destination. And then simplifying planning. So when I had, before even being here, I had brought my family here multiple times. I've been to conventions here many times. And the reality is, we have so much to do and see. As a planner, it can be very overwhelming. Even when you go to all of our wonderful websites, it can be absolutely overwhelming. And so we've been talking at Visit Orlando is like, what can our role be? And actually next week, January 25th is National Plan Your Vacation Day, and we're going to launch our new visitor services. We're going to have a variety of levels. We're testing it out on, we want to be someone that can help consumers really plan their vacations, and we feel like we have that expertise to do so. And so we're going to be launching that messaging as well. And then of course, addressing any, barriers, what's going on, are there value opportunities? Are there rules of engagement that you need to know? We need to be that source of information, so that will be part of what we do. But again, those cost perceptions and safety concerns, all that information will remain on our website, because as you all know, it's very fluid and that message changes all the time. Additionally, we're excited because we're the first U.S. destination to do this. Some of our new marketing initiatives that will take place in this first quarter, we partnered with TripAdvisor to create a fully immersive audio tourism experience using Amazon's Alexa voice technology. So I know I have 2 in my house, 1 in my office, and all you have to say is, Alexa, launch Visit Orlando, and you'll have access to a world of information, and it's a lot of fun. And then, again, we partnered with TripAdvisor, and it is, the locations are, theme parks, attractions, hotels, restaurants, and more. So very exciting. The other thing, I don't know if everyone in this room knows it's the 50th anniversary of Disney, and we're celebrating it for 18 months. Yay! It's been so fun. We've been able to partner with Disney on Visit Orlando's most magical gathering contest. Check this out. So we know in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of people that haven't seen their families in 2 years, right? And so we wanted to do something big and bold with Disney. So in October, we launched Orlando's Most Magical Gathering, which gives away a trip, a full trip, airlines, tickets, experiences for 50 people to come together, a family of 50 people to come. And we were able to notify the family this week, and they're from Long Island, and they were in tears, crying. Some of them haven't seen one another, and they will be here the first weekend of March, 50 of their family members. Incredible, incredible. But I wanted to tell you, this particular contest, we'd never seen anything like it. We had 52,000 people who entered. We had 106 PR hits, and we had 1 billion impressions. Amazing, amazing. Hopefully you heard the news that we are going to become a Michelin Guide city. We are so excited. One of the things that we tend to still, there's a myth about, is our dining. And I will tell you, I'm 10 pounds heavier since last February. I've dined my way around this community, and it is some of the best dining in the world. And so I think Michelin is certainly going to be able to help us do that, and we're excited. And you're going to start seeing, they're going to start announcing which restaurants. We don't know. We have no influence, but we're very excited about this. And just to give you more information, we're partnering with Tampa as well as Miami and Visit Florida. And so there'll be different kickoff events and different press, but this is a great way to just really qualify our dining experience. And, there are a lot, especially internationally, they certainly know who Michelin is. So I think this is a huge win for our destination. I mentioned earlier, looking ahead, January 25th is National Plan for Vacation Day. And I want to tell you, we're going to be sending out some stuff. We're actually giving our staff at least 1 full hour during the day to stop all their work and dream or plan for a vacation time. There are hundreds of PTO time that has gone unused in this country. And so we partner with U.S. Travel, all of my partner DMOs. We will be saying this message that it's time to plan. And this is also when we're going to be launching our new visitor services. So more on that. But we really hope that you make some time on January 25th to maybe stop and think about your 2022 vacation. In the first full week of May is National Travel and Tourism Week. We again will be partnering with U.S. Travel. This year's theme is the future of travel, right? We are a resilient industry. We're getting back to work. We're seeing some recovery. And so we're going to be working with some local companies. We're going to obviously activate and talk to our city government, our county government, and really leaders throughout the community to talk to them about the power of travel, the future of travel, and how important it is in this community and what the impact makes that we do as an industry. I want you to know we are out and about. I honestly, we have been traveling in 2021, and recently we went to IPW, and we are hosting U.S. Travel's international show, IPW, June 4th through the 8th. We're going to need volunteers. We're going to need team members to help welcome and greet these customers. This is huge. It was in Vegas and this past year, and they did have some key buyers, but this is going to be a really big opportunity for us here in Orlando. So I hope you can get engaged in some way to be part of IPW. We're expecting 4,500 attendees from 52 countries. There will be a minimum of 400 to 500 international media in our backyard. And I will tell you, the economic impact, not only is there an economic impact of that particular meeting, but because these are our buyers, that it'll be an economic impact for years to come. A recent study from U.S. Travel, they generated upward of $500 million in economic impact to the host city for the following couple of years. So this is a big deal. Please put June 4th through the 8th, and if you have team members that are willing to volunteer, we would love to get your participation. Conventions. I know that's a big part of what you all do and very important. And again, we are anticipating this year to be strong. The first question people have asked me is, have we had cancellations? From a citywide perspective, recently we've had one. But it actually wasn't a convention center. It was a multiple hotel. We have seen that. But right now, PGA is starting to move in. We've got a group in-house, and Mark's going to give you kind of an outlook on 2022. But my point is holistically, we're still about 5% ahead of pre-pandemic levels as far as meetings. But what we are seeing is most of the cancellations we're seeing are in-house, so a single property. And so we recognize that, which, that provides a whole nother issue. But we're going to hold strong with the major citywides. You know, many of these associations, they've got to have these meetings for their own fiscal health. So we hope, but unfortunately, the one in February, that represented 20,000 room nights. When you look at the group business recovery, as I mentioned, we're expected to improve in 2022. The blue lines are, more positive for, citywides than in-house, because the orange, that'll show you. So the green line, if you can't see it from the back, that is a comparison to 2019. And then the blue is citywide and the orange is in-house. So, we've got some growth on the in-house, but I think that we'll definitely get there. What I wanted to share is kind of some new conventions that are coming for future years for the Orlando. We're very excited. Is International Association of Fire Chiefs, as an example, the New U Live, National Private Truck Council. Yesterday when we were at the Capitol, it was also Truck Day, so that was fun seeing some of those trucks. But combined, these conventions represent 51,000 attendees and 57,000 room nights, or $134 million in economic impact to this community. Mark and I had an opportunity to have the main stage at PCMA. I tried to get him to sing. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. PCMA is the Professional Convention Management Association. So these are all the director of meetings, and so we activated in a big way. We had the drum bots, entertainment, and we had a booth, and we just met with tons of customers. It was really successful, and we're going to stick to going on the road because our customers are ready to travel and go to our industry shows, so we're going to be right there alongside of them. Many of you are part of this, but we did create, and we're in the last stages of a citywide sales strategy, because what we found is if we were to ask some of you, what is our citywide sales strategy? Some of you may have some idea, but some of you may not. So we're working with Orange County Convention Center, our key partners that are in the iDrive area, to create a true citywide sales strategy that will benefit all of us. And there's 5 pillars, as you can see, from stakeholder alignment to, of course, what I mentioned earlier, defining what success is, so developing those KPIs, and then, of course, ongoing improvements. Right now, we wanted to quantify and rate our citywide. So, I'd like to tell you every room night is equal, but I think if I asked Chris, he'd probably say no, not necessarily. So, we are rating. We've got a rating scale that our partners help develop. So that's in progress right now. In February, we're going to look at a scoring process on our citywide strategy meetings. And then again, on an ongoing basis, we'll be working with our hotel and convention center partner on reviewing those metrics and measuring those successes. And then, of course, we want to fill in those need periods, those holiday periods. And so there's going to be a big focus on some of your need periods to fill in those gaps. So more to come on that. In-house meetings, when it comes to in-house, what we've noticed, and I'm sure you have too, is the booking window has shortened a whole lot since 2019. So COVID, has had a large impact on this, and I think that's why. So we're looking at that, but as you can see, more people, and it's about 68%, are booking within 2 years at a much higher rate in 2019 and 2020. So, those booking windows, we've got to be ready to respond. Locally, group business is expected to improve in 22. However, again, we know that we have some strong headwinds when it comes to in-house groups. And we are encouraged, though, when we see what's on the books and what at least Visit Orlando shows as tentative groups, we've just got to close those groups, right, and close that business. Some Visit Orlando M&C initiatives: in-person sales calls, site inspections. Our closing ratio is really high if we can get the customer here and we do a site inspection. As an example, we're doing sales missions in 6 major cities this year: Texas, Chicago, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, DC, and Tallahassee. There's opportunities for partners to join us, so please do so. We're also enhancing our technology for virtual site visits. Many of our hotels have worked with us, and we have a great partner that have done a 360 virtual tour of your property, and we're utilizing that. Obviously, trade shows, and we're looking also for trade shows not only for citywide businesses, but what are those trade shows that focus more on those in-house groups. And we're going to be hosting 8 FAMs. So again, all these are partner opportunities. All in all, in 2022, we will be attending 52 industry events, and you can see the alphabet soup on the screen, but we are going to be out there representing our destination and talking about why we are the #1 meetings destination. And I wanted to share this video, and then Mr. Mark, I'll turn it over to you, but this was one of our recent trips on activating. You can see this wonderful truck, but it showcases just how powerful these networking opportunities are for bringing business. So if you'll roll the video. Again, it's my honor to be here today. Thank you for your partnership. If there's anything that Visit Orlando can do for you, do not hesitate to reach out. And now, without further ado, really the keynote speaker, my partner, the best director at a convention center, the best person, Mark Tester!
You know, it was great to be out with Visit Orlando in Las Vegas, although not my favorite destination, but it was great to be out there and being with our customers and with our industry. Cassandra sounded like she was joking when she said that she wanted us to go up there on the stage and sing, but she was totally serious. And if she would have let me, I would have been dressed like Cher or something like that, or I'd have been in costume. She loves costumes, by the way. But I had to stand my ground, but it was a great time. And we had a lot of great conversations, and you know, from where we're at as a convention center, if you recall, in March of 2020, you know, our industry just went to a complete halt all around the country. Domino effect, events canceling, and then they kept going and going. And then, of course, through our tremendous support from our elected officials. By the way, I said this to Maria. So many communities just in our industry so rely on support from our elected officials and would kill to have 3 of the commissioners come to a meeting like that. And here we are and showing just a tremendous amount. Let's hear it for our elected officials, how much support, because it's so valuable. Obviously, I'm part of government, and they're, you know, ultimately we report in, but the support that we receive in our industry is extra special. And, you know, so we were, you know, really the first convention into, you know, big facility to open and start having events, and we kind of you know, gained momentum. In July of 21, we were ready to go. We had an unbelievable month. The hotel TDT, Tourist Development Tax, really took a rebound, and then Delta came, and immediately we lost about 8 events, and for a very short period of time, events kind of struggled. And then we kind of get in a little bit of a lull, like October, November, no real big COVID things. Events that did not cancel actually did well. In October and November, National Safety Council American Public Transportation kind of fit a little window when nothing was really kind of going on, and their attendance actually was good. IAPA, while maybe down in some areas, had a really short-term boost due to the Great Britain opening and some international coming in, and it helped their attendance a little bit at the end. And now we got to Omicron and going on. And the good news is our events have not canceled. We at the convention center, Cassandra mentioned one that wasn't within our boundary, but we have not lost any events due to Omicron, nor really has any major destination line anything of significance. So the events are coming back and going on. And what we're seeing now is that events are certainly being clipped by attendance and losing some short-term stuff. That's what we've seen certainly this month. The ASI show, which is a promotional product show, was with us 2 weeks ago, and I had a chance to talk to the owner of the show, and he said we were coming in pretty good. We were going to come in about 75-80% of where we were pre-COVID, and then we've lost a little. But here we are. We're getting the industry back. That particular industry has had some supply chain issues of getting product and other things, so they were going through some struggles. But the industry, is coming back. Protocols of what's going on at the center with the shows, which they really determine. And of course, we've got a tremendous partnership with Orlando Health that Visit Orlando helped do as changed based by the show. But right now, if you walked in, there would be people probably wearing masks. Certainly, all of us that work for the county are wearing masks at this point. So we are having events right now. I would say that generally anybody coming in the next month or so, has some challenges and are losing a little bit of exhibitors and some attendance due to Omicron, but they will continue. So you see that we have a total of 26 events that probably won't reach that number, right, based on what's happening short term with what. And then here's some of the events that we've got going on. We had a really robust calendar this year. We were very challenged about how we were going to provide all service, especially if we're relying on temporary employees, part-time employees, because there's been a struggle, as you know, of getting those. A little bit of the, advantage for us, PGA is down a little bit, and we've been able to handle it. So service and everything that we've been able to do at the convention center is coming in good, and we're looking forward to handling these events. Home Builders, Kitchen and Bath, a very big event for us, and of course HIMSS, and we go really strong throughout the rest of the year. We definitely have a packed calendar, and hopefully Omicron will subside. Certainly, hopefully that maybe even Home Builders and Kitchen and Bath come in after the wave and they see a short-term boost in attendance, because that's what it is. It is literally like, I think with IAPA, 10 days, 12 days out, they suddenly got 5, 10, 8,000 people that joined. We're hopefully for that. On the other hand, if Omicron goes, then it can go in the other way. But I think we've seen the worst of that. And then again, upcoming volleyball and MegaCon and Premier. MegaCon, I think, is going to stay resilient. They're going to come, right? Last year they were here in mass, and they had to wear masks, and they really enforced it. They really did a great job. Hopefully we won't be at that point to do that. And again, but a really good, base of our books. We are certainly rebounding. One of the things that we did in partnership with Visit Orlando, one of the great things about opening early and being out and very visible in our community is we were just that. We were out. Visit Orlando was talking to our customers. Mike Waterman and I probably done 20 different podcasts or webinars or client meetings where we're talking about protocols and all that we're doing in Visit Orlando and Orlando Health and all the things that we're doing to get back into business. And the booking pace is good, and we hope that their respective economies come back as shows go. So this fiscal year isn't much different on the books as it was in 2019, and hopefully as we get through this, people will be able to recover and get closer, to 2019 levels. I was talking to a guy that owns a portfolio of events, and he said, we would love to be at 80% in our portfolio this next year. Wouldn't that be great? And I said, we would take that all day long. So we're moving forward, and again, you know, because of that, and because of the fact that along with Visit Orlando, we've been partnering with events when they were canceling and we were open. We look to get a future year, and so that really has helped. That and where we are in the marketplace as a desirable location that has come in, that is committed to having events, that is clean, that is safe. You know, we were one of the first convention centers to get the Global Biorisk Advisory GBAC Star accreditation. We were in the top 3 or 4. We were the first to get recommitted and reasserted, and we went out to the market and talked about that and why we want to be a leader in cleanliness and that. And bottom line is you are not going to go to a convention or trade show if you don't feel safe, and if it's not clean, and your airport isn't clean. So we've got a lot of good things going for us in the future. Booking pace is right there where we needed to be. One thing that I actually mentioned this, I think in a tourist development or other settings, every event has been rocked. Their worlds have been rocked. And if it went longer, and some of them, if they didn't have another event and had no revenue, you know, a trade association could be in trouble. So they really need to have their events and do them for the things that they have in their industry. But on that, because of that, they're all looking at like, what are we doing, how are we doing it, and where we're doing it. And from a positive, we hope to certainly get some events that come and say, you know what, our destination isn't united, isn't coming together, isn't whatever. We take a look for you. On the same way, we're very wary that events may be looking elsewhere or whatever because they think they need to change this. So it's more now than ever that when we all need to stay close to our key customers and making sure that we're helping them be successful. And this is where they come and they do well and they make a lot of money and they remain with us forever. So that's one of the things that we certainly from the convention center want to be focused in on making sure that we're taking care certainly of all of our great customers, and certainly our hotel community and everyone that around us is doing the same. And I'm just end with a little testimonial that we've been getting. We've been looking to do that with our partnership with CNTV, and this is from IAPA about that. But again, thank you for all you do to support us at the Orange County Convention Center, and we look forward to continuing to move forward towards brighter days with Omicron gone and events soaring back to 2003 levels.
The Orange County Convention Center and Orange County, Florida have been the home away from home for IAPA Expo for many, many years. The service, the size of the building, all of the amenities, and the partners that you're able to bring in and work with, that really makes all the difference in being able to put together a great expo. We host many events. We have receptions, we do theater style events, and then we also have education sessions. So all those unique needs are anything from a meeting of 4 people all the way up to this trade show floor, which has over 900 exhibitors. We are very unique. You can see we're surrounded by rides. We actually build a lot of attractions and other booths out into the parking lot. We do unique things, and the Orange County Convention Center says, yes, we'll help you and we'll make it happen. So if you're looking to do something new, come here. The Orange County Convention Center continues to move forward, and even as we've gone through the pandemic, they didn't stop and say, now what? They said, let's make sure that everybody remains safe. We want to convince everybody and show everybody that we are ready, we are prepared, we've adjusted, we have great protocols, and that's what keeps them popular with us, that keeps us coming back, and that's really a reason for others to remember them, because they keep moving forward. They don't just sit back and wait. The fact that they've earned the credentials and the certification and are as a safe environment to hold large meetings like ours, that's a different type of service we've never needed in the past, but it's critically important and it only enhances everything we've always known about them. The Orange County Convention Center has an outstanding sales team, and Lisa Williams knew not only that we were excited to come back together this year after being apart for 2 years, but also knew that things would be different. She worked closely with us, she made sure all of our needs were met, and answered those phone calls and emails at any time we had them. We love the Orange County Convention Center, and definitely we recommend it to anybody who's looking to host a great expo, a great convention. This place is able to meet any need that we have.
I think all of us in this room loves the Orange County Convention Center. And without them, we all can't be who we are. So thank you. Visit Orlando and their team right over there. Thank you for really marketing the destination. They are first class by none. I had the opportunity to be in Vegas, and they killed it. Their booth was consistently busy, and talk about a proud moment. We want them. Cassandra, you're stuck with us. Happy 1 year. Mark, don't even think about it either, right? Commissioners, not that I wanted to correct Mark, but we have 5 commissioners in this building. Thank you, Commissioner Vanderlei and Delaria as well. So together, right, we achieve more, don't we? So thank you all for a great day. If we're not going to have fun in 2022, you're in the wrong lunch, okay? My commitment to you is we're going to work hard, we're going to play hard, and we're going to have a little bit of fun this year, right? Let's celebrate International Drive's 50th anniversary alongside of our good friends there at Disney. And we look forward to seeing you all February 17th at our SeaWorld event. And it's okay to recruit members, all right? Let's get this room really filled this year. All the best.
The iDrive corridor has more than $2 billion of new and planned developments in the works. And as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of iDrive, leaders are determined to solidify the iDrive Resort area as the #1 tourist destination in the country. Thank you to Hilton Orlando and the iDrive Chamber of Commerce for hosting us and helping us bring you all of the news from this dynamic community. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Destination Orange County. I'm Crystal Candy, and we will see you again next time.